Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, it is so awesome to be back with you guys. Well, I know I'm getting this video out a little late today, but I have been busy all day doing private readings. For those of you who are new here, you may not know this. By the way, welcome to the newbies. Thanks for being part of Spirit Channel. You've been watching, haven't subscribed, just hit that subscribe button, be part of our channel. But as I was saying, for those of you who are new, don't really know about me, I am a full-time professional psychic medium, and I do readings all day long. It's my full-time business. And if you'd like to get on my schedule for a reading, I would love to sit down with you and do that. Private reading, I always like to say it's an investment in yourself. It's a full hour, one-on-one, you and me. We do that by telephone or by Skype or by Google Hangouts. And we cover everything. In a reading, I cover your past, your present, your future issues. Look at your spirit guides. I bring messages over for them. I bring over messages from deceased loved ones who come through. We look at your life mission, what you're here to do, what your life themes are, what your karmic links are, all of that and more. And I answer all your questions. So if you want to, do that, as I said, it's an hour long. We cover a lot of stuff. And I'd love the chance to read for you. So give me a call at my office, 703-825-3929. We can make that happen. Well, today, it's Tuesday. And we're going to do messages from the spirit world today. And for those of you who are new here also, this is something I do. It's kind of my community service. I don't charge for this. It's absolutely free to be on messages from the spirit world. And if you want to have a question answered, put it in the info box below this video, or you can write to me at my email, readings@robert-hickman.com. That'll be below also. All of these links for my phone number and email and website, my website, www.psychicbob.com, all of that, those will be below. So if you don't remember it, look below, okay? And, we'll get you on. So now I have to be honest. I get hundreds of letters a week, so I can't personally always sit down and write to everybody. But I do read all the letters. I do pray for all of you, and I try to get in what I can. So, understand that if you've got something that's pressing, you might want to invest in a private reading. That way you'll be sure to get on my schedule for you and me one-on-one. But anyways, I'm glad you're here. We get a lot of letters, and we'll see what the Spirit has. Now, I always say it every week. Listen to all the letters, because you never know. Spirit can work through somebody else's letter to reach you. I've had so many people over the years say, Psychic Bob, you were reading for Susie in California, but I swear that message was for me as well. And you know what? It was for you as well, because, see, Spirit just draws me to letters. I don't know why. I don't just, I just randomly go through it, and Spirit leads me and says, pull that letter. I follow whatever Spirit says. And Spirit knows, I might be reading for Joe in Texas, but there are 5 other people around the world who have the exact same situation. So Spirit wants to reach as many people as they can. So be open to that. That's why I would say, just listen to every letter. Something might come up you weren't even thinking about. You're like, oh my God, that's the answer I need. That's how Spirit works. Anyways, I'm glad you're here. We're going to get into the letters here. But before we do that, let's all just take a moment. Let's center ourselves. Let's settle down and attune to the spirit world. Okay. I hear my spirit guide Fletcher back here. He says hello to all of you. My first letter today is for Antoine LaVey. Antoine writes, it says, Dear Bob, there was recently a Christian who scared me by saying that witches are evil. I don't believe it's true. I'm scared as I love witches and witchcraft and love them so much more than anything. What should I do? Excuse me. Antoine, let me tell you something. Throughout the history of the Christian church, they've had a really bad reputation for slandering other faiths, misrepresenting them, and basically creating fear and panic. A lot of people died over the years at the hands of these supposed Christians because they had misinformation. Now, in terms of Wicca and witches and witchcraft, true Wiccans or witches follow the path of the light. We don't do evil. In Wicca, we have the Wiccan Rede, which is, and it harm none, do as you will. See, witches don't practice, well, Wiccans, I should say. Wiccans don't practice black magic. We don't do evil. And, you know, for people that come and try to mess with you, and you know, they're on a conversion mission. Don't buy into it. It's fear-based. True spirituality is about love. You know, there's only two types of spirituality. There's the spirituality of love or the spirituality of fear. I choose to operate in the spirituality of love. And Wicca teaches love, light, blessing, and healing. I don't even think it's worth your time, honestly, to argue with these people. They don't want to hear what you have to say. They're really not interested. They're only interested in putting their view out and converting you. And since you love witchcraft and Wicca and magical things, I would say delve deeply into the study of what you want to learn. Don't read these Christian books. They're all exposés about the truth about Wicca. I've read a number of them. They're all false. They slander the craft. And I think it's a real shame. It's a dishonorable way to live, the way they do it. And they claim to be all about God, but they hurt so many people. You know, one of the books I would recommend is by Scott Cunningham. I don't have it here on my table. It's called Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner. It's by Scott Cunningham. You can look that up. It's a very popular book. This gives the true insight to Wicca. He writes in such a profound spiritual way. I would say ignore the Christian zealot. Be grounded in what you believe. Don't let other people sway you from your path, you know. Now, if you wanted to be a Christian because you truly love Christ and Jesus and the church, that's one thing. But it sounds like you want to be more of a Wiccan. And so I'd say just be a Wiccan. Don't worry about them. Definitely get that book. It will help ground you in the faith, okay? And come out every Sunday. You know, we do our show, and I know you've been there, the Witching Hour on Sunday nights, where we answer questions. And if you have your friend, you know, you might even say, well, like, I'll show you witches in action. Let them come watch our show. Now, if they make a lot of problems, we'll kick them out. But at least they can see witches in action, that we're not evil, okay? Anyways, hope that helps. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter, I Love Candy 56. I Love Candy writes, hello, Psychic Bob. Can spirits or entities form as weird blurs in the air? I notice this in my bedroom all the time. Hi, I Love Candy. To answer your question in a nutshell, yes, they can appear as blurs or blobs. What this is that when the spirits want to move through an environment, they take on a spherical form. This is called an orb. Depending on the speed of the orb, it's a ball of light, because see, the spirit body is really made of pure light. That ball of light can travel at greater or lesser speeds. And when it goes at a really rapid rate, it looks like a blur. Like my hands, my camera's not very good, so everything is blurred. That's essentially what happens with the spirit light. So, yeah, you are seeing spirits. You have a number of spirits that pass through your house. You have an open portals right outside your bedroom area. And that's why they cut through. They come through that hallway area. But don't be afraid. There's nothing evil. If you're being disturbed at night, take a bowl of salt and put it in your bedroom near your bed. That will cut down the activity. You know, yes, they can, to answer your question, yes, they can appear as blurs in the air. But actually what you're seeing, as I said, are spheres. But they're moving rapidly, so they look blurred. Okay. Good question. Hope that answers that for you. Our next question is from Morgan McMaster. Hello, Morgan. Morgan writes, Dear Bob, I have a deer who is like a pet. He is a young buck. Excuse me. I have a deer who is like a pet near my home. He is a young buck named Willow. He recently lost his first set of antlers, and I really want to find them. Do you have any idea where I can find his antlers? Oh, that's a great letter. You know, Morgan, I love animals. I have actually a pet mouse that I'm crazy about. It was a wild mouse who I've tamed. So, you know, these wild animals, they come into our lives. They're companions. And I love that you have this buck named Willow. I think that's wonderful. And you know, also, I don't know if you practice Wicca, but in the Wiccan tradition, deer, particularly bucks, elks, are symbols of God, the symbols of the Horned Lord. So you got a powerful protector there. I love this letter. Yeah, now in terms of his antlers, actually, this is the good part. They're not far from your house. What's interesting is I keep seeing like you live in an area where it's like a larger back area. I don't know if you border on some woods or some forest. I keep seeing like large oak trees around. And I feel that this is literally like if you were to go out of your house and go straight, like vertically back, you would step into a wooded area. And I want to go back maybe 50 feet, 50 feet maybe 100 feet back. I'm getting a very large oak tree, and I feel like they're down at the base of an oak tree in the woods, right at the base. And I feel like he was up against, because it had a rough bark. I keep seeing him scraping on it. And you should find them. They're literally in that area. So not far from your house, right at the bottom of the base. It's a pretty large oak tree. It's like you would notice if you're walking in the woods, it's one of the larger trees. That's where you'll find them, okay? But I see them still there, and they look like it's a full antler rack. So you'll get a nice present out of that. But that's where you'll find them, okay? Good luck. Keep me posted. Let me know what you get. Okay, our next letter is from Billy Mayer. Hey, Billy. Billy's a longtime viewer here. Billy writes, Dear Bob, do reptilian aliens control the government? Or is the government influenced by them? You don't have to tell us if it is too dangerous to answer. Billy, that made me laugh. Well, it might be dangerous to answer, but I'm going to do it anyways. You know me, I've always stood for freedom of speech, so I'm not going to back down from this. Actually, the government is not controlled by aliens. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, the American government's controlled, it's totally run by aliens, reptilians. No. But I will tell you that the American government does have association with different reptilian aliens as well as certain gray aliens. I don't believe that the alien entities that the United States government is in contact with necessarily have the best, the best intentions for the United States. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but in just terms of the United States of America, I do believe our government is kind of playing with fire by aligning themselves with these entities. I believe that the alignment started back in the 1940s, and it was for alien technology. You have to remember that after World War II, there was a real push to see who was going to control the world. And this is where the Cold War started. And it was during that time, out of desperation, that the American government made agreements with aliens that were visiting the Earth. In exchange for their technology, they allowed them to have access to the Earth. This is why we see abductions. That was part of the agreement. It's believed that Eisenhower set up the original agreements. Some say Truman did, and then Eisenhower finished them. I'm not sure, but I'll tell you that the answer is yes, we do have influence in the United States by alien entities. Do they control the government? No, they don't control it, but they certainly have an element of presence in it. So to answer your question, yes, to a degree. Okay, hope that helps. Good question. Thanks for writing. All right, next letter is from Allison Six Costello. Hello, Allison. Allison writes, says, Dear Bob, can your guides offer any advice about dealing with my brother who is caught in a cycle of drug addiction? It's been a living hell for me living next door to him as he is angry and abusive. My mother enables his behavior and I fear that it will kill him ultimately. Thanks and much love, Allison. Oh, Alice, I'm really, first of all, let me tell you, I'm sorry you're going through that. You know, when we see loved ones in that cycle of addiction, it's literally heartbreaking. I have to tell you, Fletcher's back here, he's listening, he's mumbling in my ear back here, and he's asking me to tell you, he says that you must pray for your brother. He said, tell her that her prayers are powerful, that she's an advanced soul. So I believe that you're an old soul and you've been placed in that family, the one that you're in, to be the light for them. Now, sometimes that makes it a lonely place because when you see all of this cycle of addiction, you think, why can't people see this? Why can't they wake up from this? And the truth is that they are younger souls. Your brother's a younger soul. And interestingly, despite his addiction, he's actually somebody who, even though he's younger, he has a deep memory, a deep-seated memory of the spirit world. The reason why he's drawn to drugs and being addicted is there is a genetic component, I do believe. I believe he has some genetic predisposition. But beyond the physical element, I believe that he has a soul longing, a deep hunger for connection with divine love. And what happens is a lot of souls come into the earth, and on some level, their memory is only partially blocked out. They actually, on some deeper level, remember the love and the light and the beauty of the spirit world. And you know, it's hard down here. Souls get down here, and then they just feel overwhelmed. And so addiction starts, because it's one way to quell the pain. And in another way, it's another way to open that energy, because when you're high, you feel so good. It's like you're back in heaven. And so he has that kind of pull of like wanting to dull the pain and at the same time be back as the glory of the spiritual realm. See, over in the spiritual realm is so beautiful, so powerful. Fletcher says that you're an old soul and that you're here to intercede. And so I want you, as much as it's hard because he drives you crazy half the time, I want you to at least once a day say, Spirit, I invoke you, great God, Mother, Father, God. Come in and be my ally. Help me to have peace. Help him. Send healing light to him. If you do these prayers and you intercede, you'll start to help him. Now, I got to be honest, your mother is a problem in this, and her enabling does slow down the healing process. Allison, I'd like you to consider that you also may want to do some professional intervention in this. I think it would be worth your time to see if you could go in yourself. Don't bring the rest of your family, just go yourself. Go to a drug addiction counselor and ask them about the steps to do an intervention. Because I tell you, I feel like in 2019, and I gotta be honest, I feel like your brother's gonna hit a low spot this year. And I feel like there's gonna be a window where you will actually get him to agree to get some treatment. And he'll be in a place finally where he's ready to do it. He hasn't hit rock bottom yet, but I tell you, it's not far away. I believe that by the late spring, around May or early summer, June, will be a time where he'll be ready to kind of deal with his issues. You can't force this, but you can get professional help in asking them how you might begin the intervention process. Your mother also needs some intervention help because of her enabling. She thinks she's helping him or protecting him, but she's actually helping him to kill himself. So the intervention will also, a counselor will probably have to work with her to help her understand how to break these cycles. But I feel that by, as I said, May, June timeframe, there's a chance for healing here. So I want you to start praying. I want you to go visit an intervention specialist, a drug counselor does intervention, and start the process. You have to be the way. If you just let it be, it's not going to change. You're going to have to be the one that says, I'm going to start the process. Now, they may hate you. Your whole family might turn against you. I'm going to prepare you for this. But the end result will be they'll eventually get over that anger, and then they'll be thankful. And a life will be saved because of what you did. So don't worry about being popular. You're probably not going to be popular for a while. But you will be right, and you'll be doing the highest and the best work. So that's what Fletcher's asking me to tell you. He said that you are the person to begin the intervention process. Anyways, let me know how it goes. I'll send light up to you. In fact, I think all of us here should send blessing and light to Allison Six Costello, who's part of our channel, part a longtime member here, and for her family. We want to use our power to open minds and bring light. All right. Let me know what happens. Keep up with me on this. Blessings to you. Well, guys, here we are. It's about all the time I got for letters, but I do have a few spirit shout-outs. Now, spirit shout-outs are something that I've added to this program. And these are not necessarily letters that people have written, and these are just members of my channel. Sometimes their name pops up on the screen, and they'll just say, hey, Bob, just checking in. But I'll get a message suddenly for them. They're not even looking for a message. So I got a few here that I got messages for. So listen up. All right. My first spirit shout out goes out to Adele Rossiter. Hello, Adele. Listen, I got to tell you, I saw your name on the screen today. And when I went into your aura, beautiful silver pentacles like these back here, but in shining, sparkling silver all around you. Right? You got a lot of magical power around you right now. And I keep getting Merlin around you, Merlin the magician. So I want you to explore Merlin, explore some magic and the power of the pentacle, okay? It's a sign of good. It's not evil. Sometimes people see my channel and they think, oh, it's a devil channel. No, pentacles are blessing, protection, and magic, okay? Anyways, you've got silver all around you, darling, and Merlin's working with you. Blessings to you. My next spirit shout out is to Crystals Cardenas. Hello, Crystals Cardenas. Listen, I've got a spirit message for you here. I'm getting a man around you. I believe this is a grandfather or a great-grandfather. I think it's grandfather on the mother's side of the family here. But I keep picking up this man around you, and he says your name. He said, Lorraine. He says, tell Lorraine, keep studying, keep learning. There's a lot to learn this year. Looks like there's some issues coming up where you may be taking some classes or doing some courses. Looks like some evolution here in the career area. You're going to be taking on some learning. So this grandfather says, keep learning, keep growing, okay? But he's with you and sends his blessings from the spirit world. All right, my next spirit shout out is for G-Dog. Hey, G-Dog, good to see you. Listen, G-Dog, you're going to laugh, but I'm serious. And you may know who this is. I keep hearing Jim Morrison's voice today. You know, the singer, he was part of the Doors. Well, he's here. He's been here all day talking to me. And he's one of your spirit guides. And he said, tell G-Dog to believe in his talent. So it looks like you're getting some help from Jim Morrison. It looks like there may come up some creative process you're involved with, such as making music, making movies, doing some type of writing, maybe writing music, writing songs. But Jim Morrison is with you, and he says, believe in your talent. And I wrote down his word for word. Believe in your talent, I will help you. And that was from Jim Morrison for you, G-Dog, okay? His message again, believe in your talent, I will help you. That's Jim Morrison. Anyways, hope that helps. Hope it makes some sense. Let me know. Thanks for being here. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, listen, that's all the time I got for today's messages. But I so appreciate you being here. Listen, you get a chance, pop over to my website, psychicbob.com. I got books over there. You can see I got all of these books, published author. You can read my books, sign up for a reading. Give me a call. Get on my schedule. 703-825-3929 for a private session, 1 hour, you and me one-on-one. If you don't want to buy a session for yourself, we also do gift certificates now. So just send me a note, say you want a gift certificate, and we'll get you on for that as well if you want to give a gift to somebody. A lot of people bought gift certificates this year, and a lot of people are saying how much they enjoy them. So maybe for somebody else, that could benefit from a reading. Anyways, guys, you guys are best. I love you. Sending blessings to you. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. Like this video, favorite it, hit subscribe, join us. We'll see you back here tomorrow, Wednesday. Let's start Wicca and Wednesday. Ooh, we're going to talk about something mystical. I'm not sure what. Just be here. It'll be fun. We'll see you then. I love you guys. Blessed be. Somehow I'll turn this off. I can't get it to turn off.